This is a Gathering Heritage project interview recorded in County Louth in Ireland.
Now, I'd like to welcome Patsy Rogers to our Gathering Heritage project. And Patsy, we're going to talk to you about music, because Dundalk was a great town over the years, long before you got involved in music, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Dundalk. First of all, Harry, delighted to be with you here.
Thanks.
Great for a wee bit of crack.
Yeah.
Dundalk was always a great town for music, and from the early days, you're talking here when the Beatles arrived on the scene. So I think it took the town and the country and the world by storm, and everybody in Dundalk, anyone that was 15 or 16 wanted to be John Lennon or Paul McCartney or Ringo or George Harrison. And I remember too that in my parents' shoe shop they took in the Beatle boots, and so everybody bought the Beatle boots. My mother was paying a week on them, but we thought, when you had their money, you thought you were John Lennon walking down the town.
And Patsy, when was the show band years? When was that before the Beatles?
Yeah, well, the show band was before the Beatles. When the Beatles came in, they came in around 62, 63. Then the band started fading out around that time,
Yeah. And did any of the musicians who was playing in the show bands, because there were some brilliant show bands, did they get involved in groups, or did they keep playing? Was the clubs we're going to be talking about in a minute, were they on at the same time as they were fading out the show bands?
Well, you see, I think when the show bands seen that the scene was slipping away from the bands, the rhythm sections of the show bands, they dropped the brass, and that's where you start finding the groups coming from. They started then just going as maybe a 4-piece or a 5-piece.
Right. Now, all I can remember about the show bands and that was at places like the Pavilion, but how did the clubs start, Patsy? I mean, who decided we're going to have? Were they called nightclubs or just clubs?
No, I tell you, they were called beat clubs, and I think it came from the name the Beatles and the beat music, and then the beat clubs. Now, the beat clubs, the best club around the town was the Cavalier Club on the Ramparts, and it was like something like the Cavern in Liverpool. It was dark and not sleazy, but dark, and give a great atmosphere.
So completely different to anything that anyone ever saw.
And that's where you had the groups in there playing.
Who owned that?
O'Hagan's.
They owned the Rampart.
But it wasn't them that was running it. There was two brothers from Dublin.
Listen to the full interview on www.gatheringheritage.com.